This video is about oral test B from the grade 4 oral tests, sight singing, or to give it its full title, to sing 5 notes from score in free time. Score, in case you don't know, is another word for sheet music. So you're given sheet music, you're given 5 notes written as semibreves. They will be in the key of either C major, G major or F major. The first and the last notes will be the key note, C or F or G as the case may be. Before you start, you're given the key chord and your starting note, which then you simply sing back. Then you have to find the others. You do them slowly. If you get one wrong, the examiner will play the correct note to put you back on track, so don't sort of rush through them. Now, singing from score, otherwise known as sight singing, seems difficult and a bit scary if you've never done it before, but it is a very useful skill. It's useful, for instance, if you want to sing in a choir. Even if you're not that interested in singing, but you're interested in playing, it is still a very useful skill because it will help you with your musicianship. It will help you with your sight reading for playing your instrument and so on. In any case, if you're doing grade 4, you've got to do it, so there you are. Now, how do we approach sight singing? Well, this is a fairly easy introduction to it. A few of the things that make it easier: you're given the first note and you simply have to sing it back. It will also finish on that same note. The other notes will be within a range of a third above or below that first note, which is the tonic or key note. So let's have a look at the keyboard and demonstrate that. So for instance, if the notes are in the key of C major, the first and last notes will be C. The other notes will be no higher than E, no lower than A. So it's quite a small range, only 5 possible notes. The interval between each note will be no more than a third. So for instance, you wouldn't have to go from E to A or even B. The furthest you'd have to go from E would be C. The furthest you'd have to go from B would be D, and so on. Now you may say that's all very well, but I still don't know how to sight sing, even if it's a narrow range of notes. Well, think about this. Suppose you saw a C major scale written out. You would be able to sing that because you've played so many major scales that you know how it goes. Basically, you know the tune. You'll have to excuse my singing today. I've got a nasty cold, so my voice is even worse than usual. But la 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 la. So if you saw that written out, you'd be able to sing it reasonably okay. Well, the good news here is that you don't need to go further than the first 3 notes if you're going up. La la la. If you're going down, la la la. So the first thing I want you to practice is simply that, starting on C and going la la la, la la la. You can do it while playing, as I just did, but then try it without playing. Give yourself the first note, play the first note, and then just sing la la la, and then la la la. It's just a question of memory. You remember how it will go. Okay, so that's the first thing. So if we start on C, you know it will either go up to D or down to B, or it will skip one. It will go a third up to E or down to C. So let's think about that. Now, There are two ways of doing, if I have to sing from C to E, there are two ways. In my head I could think of the scale and think la, 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 but not sing that one out loud, so I could sing la, la. The other way, of course, is to think, instead of a scale, think of an arpeggio. La, 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 la. But just the first two notes of that. La, la. Okay, so practice that. Practice singing C, D, then practice singing C, E. Do that a few times. Now, let's think about going down. Going down, most people find a bit harder, so you'll definitely need to do some practice on that. Again, first of all, sing with the piano. La, la, la. We did that earlier, but do it again. La, la, la. Then try doing that without playing the notes. La, la, la. Now try singing down from C to A. La, 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 la. And then do it without the piano. La, la. Now what I suggest is that you spend quite a bit of time just practicing those different intervals. So singing up or down a second, in other words a step, or a third, a skip, from C. You can also practice it from G, not forgetting that you're going to be doing an F sharp if it's in G, or from F. Okay, so the steps are relatively easy, the skips are a little bit harder, but all you need to do is practice and you'll be fine. Of the steps, the stepping down is slightly harder. So, as I say, that's the first thing, to practice up or down the different possibilities from the key note. And just to make it clear, it really doesn't matter which key it's in. As I say, it will be either C major, F major or G major, but the intervals are the same. The tune, if you like, is the same, and you're given the first note, so you can pretend you're doing it in C, if that makes sense. But do practice the other keys as well. Just remember that if you're doing it in G, a step down will be F sharp and then E, not F, F sharp. So the tune, the intervals are exactly the same. It doesn't really make any difference which key it's in. It'll just be in a slightly different region of your voice. I'm going to end this video here because I think that's a good place to stop for now. So do plenty of practice working up and down from the key note. And then in the next video we'll look at singing from a different note. But that's all on this video.